Sorry, y'all, I gotta do this. But anywho, good morning, good morning, good morning. I'll explain it later. Welcome back to the Operation Hill 100 Hearts channel where we focus on healing, humor, and hot motherfucking topics. If you are tuned into this part of my channel, this segment of my channel, this moment in my life, that means you're tuned into the healing version of my channel, and you are about to witness greatness like no other, because we are now going to read the Dear Deja letter. But before we read Dear Deja, let me let y'all know, please go like, comment, share, subscribe. Please, if you are new here, hit the subscribe button. Also hit the notification bell. Afterwards, hit the thumbs up. Stick around, hear this letter out, and then I want you to drop down in the comment section and give me your feedback. So let's get it rocking and rolling, ladies and gentlemen. Dear Deidre, I'm a 27-year-old woman residing in Virginia, living and loving my life. My family is from New York City, and every now and again I go up top to get my New York City fix. My mom and two siblings is my immediate family up there. One of my siblings passed away from breast cancer, and my dad passed away from a stroke. My siblings have their own respective families, and my mom is single and living her best single life. 6 months ago when I was there, I could see my mom had picked up some new friends, which I'm kind of happy about, because seeing as though my siblings have their own family and I'm down in Virginia, I don't want my mom to be lonely or alone. Out of the new clique, there's one I can see that my mom is closer to, and she is also the nicer one. While I visited, she was over my mom's house every day, and we definitely built an excellent rapport. For the Easter break, my mom requested we all get together as a family. At one of the family dinners, my mom invited her new crew because she wanted to share some big news. My mom stood up with her new bestie, and they announced that they were engaged and proceeded to tongue down in front of the entire family and all of her new friends. I don't know if it's because I live in another state, but I know by the look of sheer terror in my face, I could tell I was the only one who did not know and was truly horrified by this news. I said, engaged to what? And it all went downhill from there. I got in my car that night and drove all the way back to Virginia. I haven't spoken to my family since. I really need your help with how to cope with my mother now being a carpet muncher. This shit crazy. Send help, sign, all of a sudden, my mama is a carpet muncher. Okay, let's run it from the top. Um, First off, I'm sorry to hear about your sister and your dad. Did you say sister or sibling? I can't remember. I'm sorry to hear that one of your siblings passed away. I just recorded a video about my sibling passing away, and I'm sorry to hear about your dad. My dad also passed away. How ironic, right? So I'm so sorry to hear about that situation, right? But I'm also happy to hear that, like you said, you're down in Virginia living your best life. Your siblings that are remaining are here in New York living their best life. And it sounds like your mom is living her best life, right? So that's a blessing. That's a blessing. Everybody is healthy and happy and living their best life. I hear you. I hear you. And I definitely want to honor the fact that this is your mother and these are your feelings, right? I definitely want to honor that, right? I want to honor it. But I want to say this, sweetie, and I want to say it in a way that's respectful, right? I don't think that anybody else has to honor your feelings regarding their life. I know that sounds harsh to say because I just said in the same breath, that's your mother, right? I get that. I have a mother too. So I definitely I can understand totally how you may feel me saying that your feelings don't have to be honored in a situation that has anything to do with your mother sounds crazy. I get it 100%, right? It does sound crazy, but it's not. It's not. It's actually really, really sane and really, really real. And I want to give you some feedback in this Dear Deja Dear Deja letter that I kind of feel like you're not going to love. But sweetie, I got to give it to you because you wrote the letter. Okay, let's run it from the top. You're an adult. You're 27 years old. Your mom is an adult, however old she is, right? You're down in Virginia doing God knows what with God knows who, doing what? Living your best life. That's what you said, right? Fine, no problem. Now, your mom is up here having raised her children, right? Because you didn't say in a letter that, oh, I got a little baby brother that's 6 and she's so busy running around she can't take it. No, no, no. You said all the other children are grown, including you, and everybody's doing what? Living their best life, right? So that means that your mom she has fulfilled her commitment to being a mom to you guys when you were younger. And she's also still fulfilling her commitment because you said she wanted you guys to all get together for spring break. That means that she's still trying to hone in on family, even though all of you are still adults and have your own respective families. So she's still fulfilling her commitment to being a mom. Outside of her duties as a mom, she has no other duties other than to be a black woman living her best life, right? Right now, your mom is entitled to, whether you like it or not, date whomever she sees or feels fit. Now, granted, will you always agree with who your loved ones date? No. Will you always like who your loved ones date? Hell no. Will you always get along with him? No, none of the above. But what you cannot do is assume that because you don't get along with, or you're not comfortable with a situation regarding your loved one, that they have to change that. That's not the way life works. In order for anybody in this life to be happy, they have to live life on their own terms. Sometimes living life on your own terms is not always suitable for other people, right? So I'll give you an example. Let's just say you live with a roommate, right? And you guys are cool, y'all have the best relationship, so on and so forth. This roommate says to you, hey, I'm looking to expand my family, so I'm going to move out. And I'm going to get an apartment with my boyfriend, girlfriend, whomever they're dating, and we're going to do what's best for us to expand our family. You might not be happy about that, bitch. We just signed the new lease. How the fuck am I find another roommate in such a short time? I ain't got the money to live on this place on my own. Boom, 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 boom. All these reasons why what she's doing to make her happy doesn't suit you, right? It may not, but guess what? That individual has to be happy. And if expanding their family and living life on their own terms makes them happy, then that has nothing to do with anybody else. And what I don't think you understand here, my dear, is that your mom is allowed to live her life the way she sees fit and on her terms and do whatever makes her happy, even if you or anybody else does not like it. I know it sounds crazy to hear. It's your mother. I get it. Again, I have my own mother. I get it 100%, right? As a child, when you become an adult child, you want the best for your parents, so you start trying to help them navigate the decisions that they made because that's what they did for you. When you were younger, your parents helped to navigate your decision making because they wanted the best for you. So now as an adult, you want to give them back that same power and love. So you try your best to interfere and interject, right? Which I totally get why you would do it. But I have to also be clear, it doesn't make it right. It does not make it right. As a grown-ass woman, your mom should be free to do whatever makes her happy, even if it makes other folks unhappy, right? So I have to say that to you because I feel like the tone of your letter suggests that she was making a wrong decision and because you weren't in agreement with it, that it should change. I know you fucking lying. Like, no, I'm sorry. No, that's not the way life works. That's not the way life works. Everybody in this life has to do what makes them happy, right? It's just that sometimes what other folks decide makes them happy may be offensive, disrespectful, or uncomfortable to you and for you. That's life. So let me see if I can assist you in some ways that might make this a little bit more easier for you to still be a daughter and for you to cope with the fact that now your mom is in love and she's about to get married, and you need to be open to that concept because no matter what, she's going to be your mother, right? So let's start here. What's your real issue? That's what I would have to just ask off the rip, plain old flat out. What's your real issue? It sounds like, I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't think that you have an issue that your mother is a carpet muncher. I don't think that's your issue. I think your issue is the fact that nobody, not even your mom, decided to share it with you until it was to this magnitude. So you feel left out. Everybody knew but you. Your feelings are hurt. Understandable. Understandable, right? Let me say two reasons why from the outside looking in and also from the letter that you wrote that I feel that may have happened. Number one, you're all in another motherfucking state. You're the only sibling living somewhere separately. Everybody else is cocooned together. You're all the way down there. So you have kind of put yourself outside of the bubble. Nobody pushed you out. You separated yourself, right? Distance-wise. Okay, no problem. Second of all, I think that your family knows you well enough, your siblings and your mother, to know that you will have the same type of emotional reaction that you had when they announced it, which is why nobody wanted to call you prior to this, not even your mom. And I want to say something to you, mommy, and I know you may not like this, but this is not about your mom and her newfound relationship. This is about you. What does that say about you that all of this stuff is going on up here, and from the way you put it in your letter, you feel like everybody else knew and nobody bothered to tell you? They all talked about it with each other, according to you. So why didn't anybody feel the comfort or the need to talk with you about it prior to this moment? That's a question that if I was you, I would be asking. Instead of getting upset and storming out and not speaking to anyone, one of the first questions you probably could ask your mom is, Ma, if you and this person were dating, because I'm pretty sure there was a load of dating prior to them getting engaged. If you were dating and this person was making you happy and you felt such strong feelings and emotions for this person, I mean, I'm guessing she does. She's fucking engaged. Why didn't you feel the comfort to share that with me when I was calling on Sundays or texting you every day or FaceTiming you? Were you doing any of those things? Are you in the loop and in the know of the family? Are you a part of any of those things or no? So that could be the first question for your mom, you know. But I think before you start questioning her about anything, you need to check what your issue is. Is it only that nobody shared with you? Or are you struggling with the fact that she is now interested in having a same-sex relationship? If so, why? And that's something that you will have to ask yourself. Why? Were you raised to believe that same-sex relationships are wrong? Do you have a personal feeling about same-sex relationships? What is your issue about your mom dating this person and now being engaged to them? Especially if it comes across that she's happy. And I think, mommy, before you go and try to have any type of dialogue with mom about what's going to take place moving forward regarding you and them, because they already got their situation situated. And it look like your siblings already fully understand and is in cahoots with it. So you the only one on the outside. So I think before you go and have this conversation with mom, you need to come have your Operation Heal 100 Heart session so we could dig deeper about what this means. What is your mom, and according to you, look, she started talking to the lady down right in front of you. So clearly she must be happy in her relationship. What about that triggered something in you that made you unhappy? My dad passed away in 2005, right? My mom met my stepdad in 2007. I think the same time that my mother fell in love with my stepfather is probably right around the same time all of us as kids fell in love with him too. Because he made my mom happy. You know, it felt so good to see my mom happy. If my mother would have came in with a stepmom and been tonguing her down, I would have been happy if she was happy. I want to see my mom happy. I don't care what that looks like. I don't care when I find out. So I would suggest you coming for your Operation Heal 100 Heart session so we could discuss what about that news triggered you, and also why being triggered were you upset? What is going on? Right? Also, let's talk about the aftermath, because at the end of the day got to end. Shout out, let's go Big Low. But this is a decision that you're going to have to ultimately live with. And from what it sounds like, you're very close and very connected to your family. So I hope you're not in your mind thinking that you're going to disconnect from them because of this decision. So let's figure out how you're going to cope with, okay, this is what's going on, let's move forward. Maybe another issue is that, I'll take it a step further, right? And this would also be on you as well. I know you're not going to like hearing this, but maybe you might feel like your mother is in such a deep relationship and they've gone so far and you don't know this person. Whose fault is that? You live in Virginia, mommy. What, you want the lady to fly down every weekend so y'all can have talks so you can get to know her better? What did you do to get to know her better? And even if, I'll take it another step further, let's just say you don't feel that your mother, that you don't know this lady well enough. You don't trust that your mom does. You think that she, as a grown woman that raised you, would just go out and make a willy-nilly decision as such? Or would she? And is that your issue? Do you feel like she's jumping in something with somebody she doesn't know? Or is it that you don't know them? So that makes you uncomfortable. Because from the sounds of it, they sound pretty comfy. I don't know. It sounds like, and I could be wrong, but I want you to let me know. Are you the youngest? Are you the youngest? Because the way you said you jumped up and stormed out and then drove all the way back to another state, that's a tad bit extreme. I'm not going to lie. If I was upset, I probably would have stomped upstairs and went to sleep and not been bothered for the rest of the night.